And while state agencies are pinching every penny, we found leaders in Oklahoma's House of Representatives spending tax dollars to buy things like new furniture, food, and even jewelry.
In fact, they tapped into and almost depleted a multi-million-dollar slush fund. Oklahoma Impact's Amy Lester uncovered a long list of questionable purchases.
Over the past 2 years, House leaders spent lots of money, more than $150,000 on specialized lawyers and an outside auditor, even though the House has 9 lawyers on staff and the state has its own auditors. Over $120,000 on furniture, moving expenses, and house upkeep. Close to $100,000 to print House journals for archives. They detail what goes on daily during session. Nearly $14,000 on 3 storage spaces for historic furniture and documents that aren't even full. And more than $35,000 went toward water and coffee.
That's ridiculous.
Representative Joe Dorman's shocked by what he calls frivolous spending. Since he's a Democrat and in the minority, he had nothing to do with these decisions.
We can't have some of these expenses from here on out. If we're asking state agencies to make cutbacks, we can't spend money on pastries and slipcovers.
So, who was in charge? Former Speaker of the House, Chris Benj. Term limits forced him out of office after last session. He now works for the mayor of Tulsa. He didn't return my phone calls or reply to my emails, so we decided to go to his office.
Does he know you're coming?
I've left him 3 voicemails and sent him an email, and he hasn't responded to them, so I thought we would just come by.
Benj refused to talk to us on camera, but agreed to call us later.
I think we made the best decision based on the information we had at the time.
Benj stands by his decision to rely on carryover funds instead of offering early retirement, furloughing employees, or cutting staff, and he admits he was not analyzing all expenses, especially those he felt were minor.
I think our focus was so much on just trying to get a handle on the kind of the free fall that we were in revenue-wise. That maybe the attention just wasn't there at the time at such a micro level.
It appears the attention to detail is there for the new speaker, Chris Steele.
Amy, I can tell you that everything is on the table. We are reviewing all of our expenditures.
Steele already eliminated 28 positions to save $1.6 million, and he assures us he'll look at some of the expenses we found. He'll find out if the journals can be stored electronically instead of printing them, if there's a way to consolidate or eliminate storage, if he can rely on state employees as opposed to outside lawyers or auditors, and he's trying to decide if water and coffee are a good use of money.
I take this responsibility very seriously, and we are going to be extra careful to make good decisions.
Amy Lester, the Oklahoma Impact Team.
We'll keep watching to make sure Speaker Steele keeps his promise and cuts back on internal spending. For Oklahoma Impact, I'm Alex Cameron.
And join Amy Lester in a live web chat tomorrow on the new noon news here at newson6.com.
New at 10 o'clock.